This is Daniel Naroditsky. He recently passed away at just 29 years old, and he's been one of the sweetest men in the chess community and is beloved by everybody. Well, except for one person. This absolute foreskin of a man is Vladimir Kramnik, a little bubble-blowing baby man-child who's been accusing Daniel of cheating for over a year now. And Daniel was very outspoken about how this continuous defamation of his character deeply affected his mental health and enjoyment of the game of chess. His mother also made a comment in an interview that Daniel was seriously psychologically affected by Kramnik's comments in the months before Daniel passed away. Now, Vladimir is a grandmaster with a prestigious and genuinely impressive record of high-level chess, so his words and accusations typically carry some weight. But if he loses to anyone, his automatic assumption is that you must have cheated because, of course, he's the smartest in the room. And as if this little piss-on of a man wasn't already a big enough loser, when he caught word of Daniel's death, he immediately took to Twitter with these statements. "If I was the only person shouting about obvious long-term problems of Dania becoming alarming, requiring urgent measures from people around while friends only cared about hiding it and erase evidence, it's rotten to the core. If anybody is rotten to the core here, it's you posting this the day after the man died, claiming that his friends didn't care about him. I have contacted the Charlotte Police Department and asked them to investigate the death of Daniel, providing them some additional info. What additional info could you possibly have to offer? Hope something will be done, and the real truth about the circumstances and cause of this tragedy will be revealed, despite all attempts to hide it," as if his family and close friends are attempting to cover something up. The truth of the matter is, the cause of death just isn't public, and it doesn't need to be, and it shouldn't be your concern or anybody else's at this point. And possibly one of the most insulting ones, this was posted, I believe, on the day that Daniel died, or the day after. Somebody messaged him saying, "I played over the board with Dania to warm up today. He admitted to me that all players have cheated on chess.com in casual games. And even if that were true, which I'm inclined to believe it's not, why would you post this? What do you gain? What good does this do for anybody?" And if all of that wasn't enough, he then released an official statement saying things like, "I would like to express my deepest condolences to all of Daniel's loved ones in connection with the tragic and untimely passing of this remarkable chess player who you have been accusing of cheating at the game, baseless by the way, for over a year." One of the funniest things he said on here is number one, "I have never made any personal attack or insult towards Daniel." Yes, you did. For the better part of 18 months, you've been baselessly accusing him of cheating at the game that he's a grandmaster at, something that's had a profound negative impact on his mental health. And two, he goes on to say, "I was the only person in the chess community who, noticing on video Daniel's obvious health issues a day before his death, publicly called for him to receive help. Unfortunately, this plea was ignored by everyone," as if the guy who's been the source of his mental anguish for the almost 2 years, as if you were the only person who knew or cared about what he was going through. Insulting. And then finally, the biggest joke of all, this last sentence, "Finally, with full responsibility, I want to state that I am in good physical and mental condition and under no circumstances am I planning to take my own life." Bit of a flashbang here. Vladimir thinks that he is so important that somebody would go through the trouble of covering up his death and making it look like a suicide. I don't think there's a single person on this earth who would go through that much effort to do anything for you because you're a loser. Now, all over Twitter, he's making himself the victim, posting letters from his lawyer and threatening legal action towards anyone who is initiating or promoting the dirtiest slander PR attack. And I want to be perfectly clear. There is no official cause of death listed for Daniel yet. The police are treating it as a sudden natural death, but are investigating for overdose or suicide. We don't know yet what happened. As far as people saying that Vladimir caused Daniel's death, we can't really say that either because, again, we don't know the cause of death. And while it is certain that Vladimir's words had a profoundly negative effect on Daniel, attributing the death to him right now isn't valid and could get you in legal trouble if you aren't careful. And finally, for the people posting death threats and saying that they want to shoot him and his wife in the head, cut that out. Death threats are never defendable. They don't solve anything, and you genuinely open yourself up to actual legal consequences. Remember, assault is just the threat of battery. So while I'm not going to say that Vladimir caused Daniel's death, or certainly I'm not going to threaten his life, I do want to be very clear that I have nothing but disdain for this man. To be so insecure, maybe bored, and frankly pathetic to harass another peer online to the level that he has is sad. Vladimir is a 50-year-old man who is undoubtedly skilled at his craft, but his Twitter looks like the nonsensical ramblings of a teenage boy. Anyways, my deepest condolences to Daniel's family. Losing somebody that you love, especially suddenly, is never easy to deal with. I myself have had 4 deaths in my family just this year, all of which were unexpected. So while I can't relate or even begin to understand the pain of losing your child, I know the grief that comes with a sudden loss, and I wish you all the best in your coping journey.